Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Amma, Cheppamma.
can you once again repeat the objectives of cost accounting?
Objectives of cost accounting. Okay, fine.
Okay, ma'am.
First one is ascertainment of cost. Ascertainment of cost. Second one is cost control and cost reduction. Cost control and cost reduction. Third one, guide to business policy. Guide to business policy. And the last one is determination of selling price. Determination of selling price. So in the morning session, I've completed, like, is this clear, ma?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. In the morning session, I've completed like introduction to cost accounting, importance and installation of cost accounting, and elements of cost. Okay. Here, this session, I'll be discussing about like material cost. So under material cost, I'll be talking about what is meant by material cost, what is purchasing and storing, inventory control, pricing of material issues. Okay, these are
Ma'am,
the
can I
topics.
know which book? Ma'am, can I know which book? Which book this one? Business communication or auditing, ma'am?
Amma, here I'm following cost and management accounting by M.N. Arora.
Means I have cost and accounting, right, ma'am?
Amma?
Yes,
Cost
yes,
accounting.
yes. Cost accounting.
Yeah.
Page number, ma'am.
Page
Page
number, that's what I'm telling
number,
you. Whatever
it's
the book given,
40.
14, huh?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
okay. So whatever the book is given to you all, right now I don't have that book, ma.
Ma'am, please share screen, ma'am.
Ma, can be little bit loud, like I can't hear you.
Ma'am, can you please share your screen?
That's what, ma, I did not prepare any PPT for that. Okay.
No, ma'am, just show the books or subheadings or something just for idea.
You want to, okay, at the end of the session, I'll show the book title, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine, I'll do that. Yeah. Material cost. So here, like, what is meant by material? Any idea? What is meant by material?
Including the raw materials,
So
consumable
here,
stores.
yeah. So material means all the material, all the commodities that are consumed in the process of manufacturing. Okay, this is called as material. And here, like, when you talk about the direct material, again, classification of material already I discussed in the previous class. Okay, so here, under material, you have direct material and indirect material, isn't it? Direct material, like, it includes not only the raw material, okay, but also, like, you take the component parts of the product, okay, and any material that is used in the production, okay, and any other primary material in order to produce the finished good. Okay, these are the elements, these are the like, in simpler words, the work in progress, whatever the consumables are required, that and all also you're going to consider in that. Okay, so here, material control. So here we talk about material control. Why you need to go for the inventory control? What is the significance? Okay, here, like, whatever the cost accounting system is there, it will not be effective unless until there is a like, element of controlling. Okay, without proper control, you cannot produce the efficient finished good. Okay, what is meant by efficiency here? Efficiency is here where there is a scope for reducing the scrap, reducing the waste, and reducing the time. Okay, so that's the reason material control plays significant role in the production process. Okay, so here the main objective of material or inventory control. Take down now. Main objectives. The first one is no understocking. no understocking, no overstocking, no overstocking, economy in purchasing, proper quality, minimum wastage, information about material. Finish? You want me to repeat once again?
Yes, ma'am.
No understocking, no overstocking, economy in purchasing, proper quality, minimum wastage, information about material. Okay, yeah, the main objective is, first one is no understocking. For example, in the market, there is a demand for 10 units. But the thing is, yeah, ma'am, this is all our side headings. Yes, these are all side headings. Okay, these are all side headings. Okay, no understock. Okay, so here, for example, demand is there in the market for the 10 units. So every day you are producing 10 units. But the thing is, like, if you are not maintaining sufficient stock in the organization, then what happens? The production will not take place. Instead of producing 10 units, for example, you have only 5 units to produce the finished good, and remaining 5 units. What is the demand in the market? 10 units is 10 units is the demand in the market. So here, if you are maintaining understocking, then the impact will be there on the external environment. Okay, so there is a possibility of shifting customer from your product to the competitor product. Your market share decreases, your profits decreases. There are so many consequences the company is going to face if there is understocking. Okay, so here, this material control, it will tell you that there should not be no understocking, overstocking. If at all, if the company is going with overstocking in the sense, yeah, whatever you're purchasing, those purchases are on credit basis. Okay, when you start the organization, you don't start the organization with your personal money, but instead you start the organization with the borrowed money. So when you're doing that, so what is happening here? If you are overstocking, so this overstock, this becomes idle resource in the organization. Idle resource in the sense, it will not yield any returns for the organization. This becomes liability for the organization. So losses incur for the organization. That's the reason every company sees to it that here there should not be no understocking and no overstocking. Okay, and economy in purchasing. Economy in purchasing in the sense, for example, if you are purchasing 1 unit, if it is costing you 10 rupees, if you purchase 10 units at a time, then you get it at 10%. For example, if it is a 10% discount, you get, instead of 100 rupees, you get it for 90 rupees, isn't it? So what is this 90 rupees? 10 rupees is the discount, you got it, isn't it? So this is economy in purchasing. When you go with economy in purchasing, then what happens? The cost of production decreases. When cost of production is decreasing, your profit structure increases. This is the advantage you are going to get when there is an economy in purchasing. And then proper quality. So whenever you're procuring the raw material or assemble goods, whatever the inputs is required in order to produce good, whatever you're purchasing it, maintain the quality. Why? Because at the end of the day, what the customer want quality product, isn't it? So you're maintaining proper quality is very important. And minimum wastage. So if you're going with wastage, then what happens? Your cost of production increases. So whatever the wastage is taking place in the organization, that you will not take in the sense, the company will not take. That burden will be shifted from you to the customers. That's the reason there should be minimum wastage. When there is a minimum wastage in the organization, then what happens? Your cost of production, ultimately, the profit structure increases. Cost of production decreases and profit structure increases. And here, information about the materials. Okay, here whatever the materials are available, okay, there should be a system giving you update about the materials availability in the organization. Okay, this is very important. Why? Because in order to know that whether there is a adequate stocking or not in the organization, in order to know that, information about the material should be disclosed in the accounting part. Okay, and here apart from that, there should be proper coordination. There should be proper cooperation between the various departments in the organization. Generally, you have like when you take manufacturing organization, you'll have purchase department, you'll have stores department, you'll have receiving and inspecting department, you have accounting department. These are the departments which are associated with the manufacturing company. Okay, so here means when these departments are there in the organization, there should be proper coordination, there should be proper cooperation between the departments. Okay, or among the departments. And here, and whatever you are purchasing, there should be a central purchasing department. Why? Because every department cannot go and purchase the requirement, whatever the requirement is there in the organization. Instead, there should be one central purchasing department where this department controls all the purchasing part. Okay, and apart from that, there should be proper classification. And when classification is there for the product, and for products, whatever the products you are procuring, in order to process and produce the finished good, there should be a proper code. Like you need to give some codes for the material. That means that codification of the material should be there. And here material requirement should be properly planned. Why? Because here you cannot produce excess, you cannot produce deficit. There should not be surplus, there should not be deficit. There should be moderate. Okay, so here material requirement, what the material requirement is there in order to produce the finished good, there should be proper planning for that. And here whatever you're procuring it, page number, I cannot give you the page number. Why? Because whatever the book you're following, that I'm not following it. Okay, right now I don't have that book. Okay, and here storage of materials, whatever the materials are there, we procure different types of materials, isn't it? So for those materials, there should be proper planning for storing that material. Okay, and here purchase, whatever you're purchasing, it should be controlled through budgets. Why? Because for purchasing and all, you prepare a budget stating that what are the requirement, what type of raw material is requirement, what type of material is requirement is there in the organization. That should be through proper budgets. Okay, and here apart from that, there should be efficient system of internal audit as well as internal check. Okay, so that whatever the transactions are taking place in the organization, those transactions are reliable and independent. Okay, here apart from that, here there should be regular reporting to the management. Okay, regarding whatever the purchase are there, whatever the issues are there, whatever the stock of materials is there. And here every time, like every quarterly or every fortnight or every monthly, you need to prepare some special reports. Okay, with special reports regarding some materials, whatever you are procuring, there can be material, like absolute material may be there, or spoilage or returns to the supplier. There are such materials, isn't it? Okay, your topic name is materials. Okay, topic name is materials. Okay, there should be proper reporting to the management. Okay, and here we have technicals, like techniques for inventory control. So here what all I have discussed right now, like what is meant by material, what is meant by stores, how to control objective of material, this part is done. Okay, now I'm proceeding to inventory control. Okay, techniques of inventory control. Okay, so after that, I'll be discussing about purchasing and storage. Here, techniques of inventory control. You have around 8 types of techniques. Like ABC, first technique is ABC technique. Second one is stock level. Third level is economic order quantity. Fourth one is proper purchase procedure, proper storage of material, inventory turnover ratio to review the slow and non-moving material, and perpetual inventory system, fixation of material cost standards, and preparation of material budget. Okay, these are the techniques which is available for controlling the inventory. Okay, so here when you talk about the inventory control, why inventory control is important? What is the significance? What is meant by inventory? As I said, that based on the nature of the organization, inventory changes. For example, if it is a manufacturing organization, the inventory will be raw material, assembled goods will be the inventory. When you take the trading organization, the raw material, the inventory will be finished good will be the inventory. Okay, so here like you remember that like success of any organization, it depends upon the inventory policies. Okay, so here why inventory controlling part is required? Why? Because in order to ensure that there is a right inventory at the right time, right quality, okay, from a right place at a right price. Okay, so here why this and all is required? This and all is required in order to minimize the cost of production. Okay, and here like inventory, when you talk about the inventory, from where you get the inventory? From the suppliers, isn't it? From the suppliers, it passes through various stages. For example, like when you classify the inventory, like when you write opening stock in the trading account, opening stock, again there you subclassify into raw material, work in progress, and finished good, isn't it? So here inventory we are classifying into three phases. The first phase is raw material, second phase is work in progress, third phase is finished good. And the major motives of holding inventory is like for transaction motive, precautionary motive, and speculative motive. Okay, what is meant by transaction motive? Transaction motive in the sense, you know, this considers that like it says that to ensure continuous business transactions. Okay, yeah, why? Because when your company is a manufacturing company, production process should be dynamic in nature. Dynamism in the sense it should be continuity in nature. So this continuity will talk about like transaction motive, talk about the continuity. Okay, and then precautionary motive. Precautionary motive in the sense, sometimes what happens, accidents or machine breakdown or layoff, strikes will take place in the organization, isn't it? Without any prior notice. So under such conditions, okay, production should not suffer. Okay, that's the reason. Like in the precautionary motive, so what you're going to do, you're going to like procure the material, hold the material in the organization. Material in the sense raw material. Raw material can be like inventory can be raw material or assembled goods or finished good. Okay, and speculative motive. Speculative motive in the sense, in this speculative motive, you talk about the changes in the technology, changes in the market conditions, and sometimes sudden changes or fall in price of from the suppliers. Okay, so here in order to cope up with this situation, what business people will do, the management will try to carry the inventory. So here, apart from that, sometimes what happens, there will be like price fluctuations also takes place. So these price fluctuations will affect the demand as well as the supply. Okay, in order to avoid such scenario, okay, inventory holding should be appropriate in the organization. So here, as I said, that why you need to hold the inventory for the continuous production, continuous supply market, and no stock out problem, or there should be cost saving concept should be there in the organization. And with this cost saving concept, what happens, your profit structure increases. And sometimes what happens is there will be scarcity in the market, the raw material scarcity you'll find in the market. So at that time, so government like company will be benefited when you are storing the raw material in the organization. Okay, and here apart from this, there are like undesirable consequences also is there. Is this income tax? This is not income tax. This is cost accounting. I'm not teaching income tax. I'm teaching cost accounting. Okay. So undesirable consequences of the excess stock. So what are the undesirable consequences? Like unnecessary, when you are unnecessarily tying up with the funds with some other activities. Okay. So here you are starting your organization with the borrowed funds, not the own funds. That's the reason. So if you are not holding the stock in a proper manner, if the production process is not, please send the page number. The page number, even repeatedly, I'm telling you all, I don't follow the book which is there with you all. Right now, I don't have that book. Like I ensure myself that I'll get that book. Okay. And from next week onwards, like I'll be telling you the referring the page number. Okay. Giving you the page number. So here you're starting the organization with the borrowed funds. If there are ideal resources in the organization, interest burden increases. Okay. Here with this, what happens? There will be low profitability in the organization. And here, whatever the quality you are maintaining, if no proper production process is there, if you're not, if you are going with overstocking of inventory, then what happens? Sometimes deterioration in the quality of goods takes place, theft and obsolescence, and if excessive raw material you are maintaining the organization, then what is associated with it? Excessive carrying cost increases. So with this, when carrying cost increases, then what happens? Here that impact will be there on the cost of production. Okay, these are the consequences the company is going to face. ABC technique. When you talk about the ABC technique, ABC, it stands for always better control method. Okay, and here the whatever the raw material you are procuring for the organization in order to process and produce the finished good, here you are classifying the raw material into three categories. The three categories are A, B, and C. So here A items always talks about the high value items. Okay, so here generally this high value items, the company will store only small percentage of the total items, only small percentage. So B items here, these are the inventory which have the medium value. Okay, so here this B items should be under the normal control procedures. And C items are, these are the raw materials which have low value, and here they represent the very large number of items. Okay, the classification is, so when you talk about the percentage part, A it is about 70%, B is about 25%, C is about 5%. Okay, so here when you talk about the percentage of the quantity A category item, you are going to purchase only 10% quantity. B you purchase 30%, and C you purchase 60%. On the whole, it is 100%. Okay, so here the control, like you try to, when you talk about the A product, you go with the strict control. When you talk about the B raw material, you go with the moderate control. And C, you'll control, but you'll, like, there will be some loose control will be there in the organization. So the basic advantage of this ABC technique is you can go with the closer and stricter control. Okay, and investment in the inventory can be regulated, and economy in stock carrying cost. It also helps in maintaining the enough stock of C category of items. Okay, these are the basic advantages of ABC method. And here next is stock level methods. So stock level methods, so here this particular method, it is to guard against the understocking and overstocking. Okay, and here like for this, like you have like maximum level, minimum level, reorder quantity. Okay, these are the methods you are going to follow. And here the basic factors associated with the stock level is like anticipated rate of consumption, amount of the capital invested in the organization, invested in the raw material, availability of the storage space. Why? Because once you procure the raw material, there should be some space where you can store the raw material. Okay, so you talk about the availability of storage space, you talk about the warehouse cost. So when you're storing it, okay, if you don't have like your own warehouse or your own storage facility, then you are hiring some warehouses and storage, isn't it? So here for that cost is incurred. So here you take warehousing cost or storage cost, your procurement cost. You talk about here reliability of suppliers, and here minimum order quantity which is imposed by the suppliers. Why? Because some suppliers will say, so if the requirement for example, in your organization, the requirement is for 100 units, but the thing is supplier will restrict, stating that I cannot give you raw materials which can produce 100 units, instead only 50 units at a time. So what is this called as? This is called as quantities imposed by the suppliers. Okay, and here apart from that, the one of the major factor is risk of loss due to obsolescence, due to deterioration, due to evaporation, due to fall in the market. Especially this deterioration, evaporation, when you're going with the like chemical industries face this such problems. Okay, so here again you need to, there are some numerical parts in order to calculate the maximum level, minimum level, and reordering level. And even for the danger level, average stock level, there are certain formulas are there. You need to the formulas are very simple. Just mug up the formulas. Whatever the information is given in the problem, like simply substitute the values, you get the answer. There are simple problems in calculating the like reorder level, minimum level, maximum level, and average stock level. Okay, And the next method is EOQ. EOQ in the sense it is economic order quantity. Amma, what is this? Muhammad Samir, what do you want to say? What do you want to say? Which subject? Already I told you all costing. This is cost management. Okay. So reordering level. Reordering level here, in this you find various kinds of cost, like ordering cost, carrying cost, and other cost. Okay. So here for this also, you have formula. The formula is EOQ is equal to root of 2AB divided by CS. Okay. A stands for the annual consumption in units. B stands for buying or ordering cost per order. C stands for cost per unit. S stands for storage or carrying cost. Okay. Here in this also you have problems. Just simply substituting the values in the given formula. You'll get the answer. Okay. This is one of the method which is very popular. The popular methods are like EOQ method and inventory ABC analysis. These two methods are very important. You can expect external point of view these two questions, and even the numerical part. You can expect the question numerical question in EOQ. Okay, so here inventory turnover. So here, like for this also you have a formula. Like you're going to calculate like days of the period by stock turnover rate. This also like a problem will be given. Simply what you have to do, you have to substitute the values to get the answer. Okay, and then you have the other method is, what is the other method? You have purchase of materials just in time. Just in time, for example, especially you can check out in automobile industry. So in the automobile industry, especially if it is a high-end vehicles, they, as they get the what you call it as confirmation that customer want to purchase this vehicle. So they take like 6 months period to 8 months, or sometimes even 1 year also. So what they do, once they get the order, they start producing it. That's the reason it takes time. That is called as just in time. So whenever they get the order, they start procuring it and then they start producing that. Okay. In short, it is called as jet purchasing. Okay. And sometimes when you talk about the purchase of material can be just in time. Ma'am, your display is not available, ma'am. Page number, repeatedly I'm telling you all, I'm not following the book which you are following it. Right now, I don't have in front of me. Okay. And here, purchase of material, first one is just in time. That is JIT purchasing. Whenever the requirement is there, you start purchasing the material and then process and then produce the finished goods. Okay. And then centralized and decentralized purchasing. Centralized and decentralized purchasing in the sense, centralized in the sense, all the purchase are made by your one single purchase department, then it is called as a centralization. So here means that head of the department in the, for example, in the organization you have purchase department, only the head of the department is going to purchase. He will not delegate the authority to lower levels of the organization in order to purchase whenever the requirement is there in order to purchase the raw material. Then this is called as centralization. Decentralization in the sense, here in the purchasing department, again you have some branches, isn't it? Some branches and some departments will be there. So here, whenever the requirement is there, that particular branch or that particular department will purchase the raw material whenever the requirement is there. Why? Because the authority is delegated to the lower levels of the organization. So that is called as decentralization. So purchases can be centralized purchase or decentralized purchase. Okay. So here, when you talk about the purchasing part, purchase of material, so what are the advantages of centralization? The major advantage is here, there will be expert purchasing staff who is only concentrated, who will only concentrate on purchasing the quality product. Why? Because here all the purchases are made by single department. Okay. And here they try to, when only one head is handling all this. Okay. So here that means that there is standardization of quality of raw material. And apart from that, only one head is purchasing, then better control by that. Okay. That particular person. So when you go with the decentralization, so there are advantages as well as the disadvantages. Okay. Advantages is, whenever the requirement is there, need not wait for the higher authority to get confirmed. He himself can go for purchasing the material, which is whenever the requirement takes place. So that is the advantage of decentralization. Okay. And here, like when you want to purchase the material, there is certain procedure every company will maintain, and company to company the procedure changes. The company changes. Why? Because the nature of the product varies, the scale of the organization varies. So that's the reason the procedure, there is no such standard procedure maintained by all the organization. It depends upon the requirement of the organization. So here generally what happens in the purchase procedure, here first of all you need to give the purchase requisition form. So in the purchase requisition form, see what all you need to mention. You need to mention what is the item, what is the quantity requirement is there, and what is the code of the product. Why? Because as I said that when you purchase the raw material, you go with the codification. So you give some codes to the raw material. When you are giving codes for the raw material, it is very easy for the department to identify that particular product. That's the reason you need to describe the product, you need to give the code, and what is the purpose of you're going with the requisition of the material. Okay. So here this requisition form you need to fill, and then here you can put an indent stating that this is the requirement for the requirement in the production department. And here, apart from that, in the production department, like in the purchase department, what happens here? The department will have like select of list of suppliers. This list of suppliers, whenever there is a requisition from the departments, okay, whenever there is a requisition from the branches, then what happens? This production department head will go to the supplier stating that this is a requirement in the organization. So here, when list of suppliers already available in the organization, okay, that is called as closed tender. That is called as closed tender. When list of suppliers is not available with the organization, in order to supply the raw material, then when the company is going outside, then it is called as an open tender. Okay. So here, when list of suppliers are there, you select the suppliers, you ask for the quotation stating that this is the requirement in the organization, and you ask the quotation stating that for each and every product, so what is the price for the product. And here you select the suppliers whoever will give you at the lesser price. Okay. And then here you go with the purchase order, and then after that your purchase order. When you talk about the purchase order, what all will be specified in the purchase order? You talk about the suppliers, who is supplying the product, and what is the quantity is supplying, and what you're going to give the description of the material, you give the rate, and to give the procedure. It consists of purchase requisition, and it will have like selection of suppliers, purchase order, and follow-up. Okay. And then here receipt of the once you receive the material. Okay. Once you receive the material in the organization, so as soon as the material is received, so that immediately it will not be sent to the department. Why? Because based on the requirement, you are going to issue to the departments or branches in the organization. The issuing are different types of issue. It can be FIFO method, it can be LIFO method. Okay. It can be simple average method, or it can be weighted average method. It depends. Whatever the company, based on the company principle, based on the company policy, the company can go with any method. Okay. Here, but there should be consistency in following the method which is adopted by the organization. For example, if this year the company is following with the FIFO method, this next year also the company has to follow with the same method. There should be consistency in following the principles. Okay. Then after that, once you receive the material, then from the supplier, what you do, you're going to inspect the material, you're going to test the material, and here if any material rejected material is there, so that again rejected or return material, you are going to list it out, and here after that you pass the invoice. If no such reduction is there in the material which has been supplied by the supplier, then you are going to pass the invoice for the payment. Okay, this is all about the purchasing procedure. And then purchase price. Okay, purchase price. So here in the purchase price, where do you find this purchase price? Here in the invoice, whatever the invoice you are receiving that. So here in the invoice, what all will be disclosed, what all the suppliers is going to give. He talk about quantity discount, he talk about the trade discount, he talk about the cash discount, or apart from this, like he'll add like sales tax. If any other taxes are associated with that, that tax is included in that, and transportation charge and cost of the containers. This and all will be included in the pricing part. Okay. So here, for example, here this we are talking about the raw material. When you talk about the price, so price, what you are going to do? So cost of production. Cost of production in the sense, cost of production, it is a composition of both direct cost and indirect cost. Here, plus percentage of profit is the price of the product, isn't it? Same as here, what the supplier will do, so if at all, if the company is purchasing in lump sum account, then the quantity discount will be given. If that such quantity discount is not there, then direct price will be given in the invoice. Okay. So, and some taxes, whatever the taxes associated with that, the taxes also will be levied, and cost of the containers, this and all will be added, and total price will be given. Okay. And here, and the purchasing systems, the purchasing procedure. So what are the FIFO method? Okay, LIFO, FIFO method, inventory method. Okay, FIFO method and LIFO method. FIFO method, it is all about first in, first out method. First in, first out method in the sense, for example, here, like January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd. For example, I'm taking. So, January 1st, you have purchased 10 units. January 2nd, you have purchased another 10 units. January 3rd, you have purchased again 10 units. Total, how many units balance left over in the organization? Organization in the sense, in the purchase department, 30 units is left over, isn't it? So when the company is going with FIFO method, so when the company requirement in the production department, if the requirement is 15 units, then what you'll do in the FIFO method, you'll take 1st January 10 units and 2nd January 5 units. So that means that first in, first out method, as you are getting from that day, you are going to take. So this is LIFO method. So when you take LIFO method, here you go with last in, first out method. Last in, first out method in the sense, 3rd January 10 units you bought, and 2nd January you bought 10 units. 1st January you bought 10 units. So here, how you are going to issue to the production department, like 3rd January 10 units, 2nd January 5 units. Okay, total 15 units will be issued to the production department. Okay, so here again simple average method is there. So you take the average of it, and then you calculate the price, and then you issue to the production department. And same as your weighted average method. These are the different methods, like pricing methods, which are available. Okay, based on this you calculate, and then whatever the requirement is there in the production department, that you are going to send it to the production department. Okay, so these are the methods. So on the whole, what type of questions you can expect in the examination point of view? So here, the examination point of view, you can expect numericals under EOQ analysis, ABC analysis, and LIFO method, FIFO method, and one more thing, you can expect inventory stock levels, inventory system. Okay, minimum level, maximum level. Okay, reordering level, this and all you can expect the numericals. Okay, inventory control is very important. Inventory control and pricing of material issues, very important. Numerical point of view, you can expect numericals from these two units, that is inventory control and pricing of issues. And when you come to the theoretical part, like you can expect question in material cost and meaning and control, and purchasing and storing. Okay, from this you can expect the questions. So the questions like what do you understand by inventory control? State its objectives. So what are the objectives I give? That you write it subheadings and try to give the explanation for each and every subheading. Okay, this question you can expect it. And here and another question like explain the concept of material control. Why material control is required? What is the significance of controlling? Okay, so here in the controlling part, when you talk about the controlling, like you need to talk about the predetermined cost and actual. So whatever the variance is there, that variance in order to control that. So again, you go with the so first of all, in the controlling part, you try to identify the gap, identify the variance, and then see to it that it go according to the standards which has been given by the management. So you here in the question material control, just you explain what is meant by material control, and here you talk about how perpetual inventory system helps in achieving the objectives of material control. Okay, and here you can also expect question what do you understand by ABC analysis and what are its advantages? So there you have to write a small diagram is there. You try to draw the diagram, and here whatever the material you are procuring it, you are classifying into 3 categories. The categories are A category, B category, and C category, and you try to what is the percentage of storage of A category, what is the percentage of storage of B category, and what is the percentage of storage of C category. That you try to draw the diagram and then explain it. ABC analysis is full form is always better control analysis. So here at the end of the day, what the company want to minimize the cost and maximizing the return. So that is possible with the help of this inventory controlling system. Okay, and then you can expect essay question like describe the routine for control of the purchase and receipt of material from the suppliers, whether it is a closed supplier or open suppliers. Okay, that you need to talk about closed and open suppliers. Closed in the sense already the list of suppliers will be available in the organization. Open suppliers in the sense you are going to call for people to participate in that and then send the raw material, whatever the requirement is there for the organization, by asking them to give the quotation. Okay, and then you talk about, and sometimes instead of asking the numerical part in the material control, that is LIFO and FIFO method, they may ask you what is meant by LIFO method and what is meant by FIFO method, and just you can draw the pro forma if at all, if theory question is asked in this, just explain what is meant by LIFO, what is meant by FIFO, and give your own example by taking, as I gave you the example, like three days example I gave, isn't it, the receipts and the issues. So like a small example you give, and then first of all draw the pro forma. Pro forma is very important. The pro forma, you'll have receipts, issues, and balance. These are the 3 columns, and under 3 columns again you have sub 3 columns will be there. So that try to draw the pro forma for it, and then the short questions like what is reorder level, what is reorder quantity, what is maximum level, what is the minimum level. If such questions is asked, already formulas are there for this. So you explain what is meant by minimum level, what is meant by maximum level, and then give the formula for that. So that is more than enough for that in short bits. And apart from that, you can expect question on what do you understand by economic order quantities, EOQ. Okay, how they are calculated. You give the formula, whatever the formula I gave in the class. So then simply after giving the formula, what is meant by C, what is meant by A. So you try to explain that. Okay, explanation is very important. If no numerical is asked, only theory question is asked in the exam. Okay, and here next what are the advantages and disadvantages of storage system? Storage system, again I explained it, like decentralized and centralized. So here, what are the advantages of going with the centralized storage? What are the advantages and disadvantages going with the decentralized system? And here, apart from that, sometimes they may ask you the accounting treatment. the accounting treatment of what the accounting. Here we are talking always, when you talk about the inventory, we are talking about the efficiency, isn't it? So when you talk about the efficiency, what is meant by efficiency? As I explained that the clear explanation of efficiency is where there is a scope for reducing the waste, reducing the scrap, and reducing the time, isn't it? So here, when you go with the efficiency, what is the economic treatment that they may ask you in the examination? So what is the accounting treatment? That is very important. So try to identify. So where you are going to post it, this one. Okay. So here, and apart from that, like they may ask a general question. If at all you take a virtual organization, so in the virtual organization there are so many methods of inventory control. So based on your nature of the organization, which method you feel that, like, which method of inventory control suits your organization. If this general question is asked, try to give your own organization, whether your organization is a manufacturing organization or service oriented organization. Based on the organization, like which method you are going to adopt, why you are adopting this method, that is very important. So which method, explaining which method is very easy, why you are adopting this method, it's the explanation part should be given. Okay, it's very important. Why, in the sense, what is the reason behind it? Okay, that is very important. And apart from that, like EOQ and ABC analysis, you even have like VED and FSN analysis, two bin system. So here, VED analysis. VED analysis, in the sense, V stands for vital, E stands for essential, and D stands for desirable. Okay. So here, what you are going to do as ABC analysis, here also the stock is divided into three categories. That is vital, essential, and desirable. So here, this vital, essential, desirable, it will help the manager in order to take the inventory decision in the appropriate manner. Okay. So here, planning, controlling, and other inventory decisions like are always, you remember that, like planning, controlling, and other inventory decisions, it should be more carefully. You need to take some care in order to take such decisions. Okay. So here, VSN analysis. VSN analysis, in the sense, according to this approach, like again, here also inventory is categorized into three types. So here, F stands for fast moving, S stands for slow moving, and N stands for non-moving. Okay. Here, based on this classification, again, you need to take the inventory decisions. Okay. So here, again, like when you talk about FSN analysis, the inventory decisions are to be very careful, like in case of N, that is not moving category. Okay. And here, you need to go with the safety stock, as I said, as I explained, just in time, in the sense, here, inventory cost. Normally, generally, what happens when you take the automobile industry and all, inventory costs are very high. Okay. So your when you store such inventory, controlling inventory is complex in nature. That's the reason whenever the requirement is there, then only they start using that. So that is called as just-in-time approach. Okay. So here, and apart from that, they may ask you question, discuss the advantages and disadvantages of carrying large inventories and too small inventories. Okay, that is overstocking and understocking. This is very important. Okay, this is general question they'll be asking. Okay, and apart from that, what is the purpose of ABC analysis? This is also important question. And some numerical questions will be asked in the examination. Okay, this is all about material cost. So here, on the whole, I've discussed what is material cost, how do you control that, what is purchasing and storing, how do you do that, what is the procedure, and what is the accounting system for that. And then I discussed about the inventory control, what are the different methods available. And then, like, I've discussed about the pricing of material issues based on the what is the need for pricing of issues, and what are the methods of pricing I discussed. That is, different methods you find is LIFO, FIFO, simple average, weighted average, and base stock method. These are the methods which are available. Based on your requirement, you are going to use those methods. Okay. So you want me to tell the important, because theory and practical both are there. Okay. So important in the sense, as I said, that important questions are numerical part. That's what I'm telling you. Numerical, you have like ABC analysis, EOQ, LIFO method, FIFO method, simple average, weighted average. These are the 5 methods. Like you find, you have numerical part, and like the theory part, they may ask you, what is material cost? Okay, objectives of material controlling. Okay, these two areas, these two questions, they'll be asking the theory part, and remaining, as I said, that is numerical questions. Okay. So these are the things which are very important. So if at all, if you have any doubts, you can ask me questions. And I'll next class I try to get the book. Okay. Why? Because I don't know which page, the page number, the books and all. I don't have that information right now. Okay. Based on the syllabus, I'm giving you the inputs. In front of me, I have the syllabus. So based on the syllabus, I'm giving the inputs. So if at all, if you have any doubts till now, what all I've discussed, is there any doubt, any clarification you want? Are you all okay with that? Or any confusion? Or anything like I'm very fast? Anything such queries you can ask me. FIFO and LIFO is in page number 88 and 89. Okay, fine. Amma, thank you, ma. Amma, you can make a note of it. FIFO and LIFO is page number 88 and 89, it seems. You can refer those page numbers. If at all, any questions, have you all understood what I gave the inputs?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So by just I'll give you all 2 minutes time, go through the textbooks which is there in front of you. In that, if at all, if any topic you're not able to understand, that you can ask me questions so that I can explain you clearly.
Ma'am,
Yeah, tell me, ma.
in the next class, can you show the pro forma of this?
LIFO and FIFO method.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, sure. So or else like Monday, Tuesday, I'll share it in the group. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Is
Okay.
this one?
So whatever
Can
is there, you can chat with me in the group. Okay.
okay,
So
ma'am.
if I'm free, like I'll give you the inputs. Okay. Need not worry about that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank
Okay.
you, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Good afternoon,
Anything
ma'am.
else?
Hello.
Yeah, ma.
Stores ledger account FIFO method and simple average method. Explain, ma'am, next class.
No, I'll give you the pro forma. So how to calculate it? That pro forma part I'll give it in. I'll share it in the group. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine. I'll share it at the
Ah.
pro forma, as well as how to calculate just the formula. I'll give small example and share it in the group. Okay, do not worry about that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Anything else? And what all I've discussed, like, did you all follow that?
Yes, ma'am.
Able
Yes,
to
ma'am.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, anything else? Others? What about others? Only I'm getting response only from 3 students. What about remaining? What about remaining, ma?
Okay, ma'am.
Oh, very good. Try to read the
Okay,
content.
ma'am. We get it, ma'am. Actually, we get it, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Anything else? Any
No,
No, ma'am.
questions from the
No,
textbook?
ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Shall I wind up the
No,
session?
ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Clear. Okay, fine.
Okay, fine, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Shall I wind up the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Fine.
sure,
Bye.
ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, 1 minute, ma'am.
చెప్పమ్మా.
మ్యామ్ ఇది మీరు కొద్దిగా నోట్స్ కొద్దిగా మనకి పంపిస్తే మంచిగా ఉంటుంది మ్యామ్. ఒక గ్రూప్ యాడ్ చేసి దాంట్లో వాట్సాప్ లో అది నోట్స్ ఇస్తే కొద్దిగా మనం
Ma'am,
చదవడానికి
I said,
ఈజీ
చెప్పమ్మా.
ఉంటుంది మ్యామ్.
in the group, I added your number, ma'am.
I've joined kada your group. Only this cost accounting group you are talking about?
We have one group.
సిస్టర్ నంబర్ ఇస్తారా కొద్దిగా నాకు సిస్టర్?
నేను ఆల్రెడీ ఇచ్చా అమ్మ నంబరు.
ఇయ్యలేదు మేడం.
ఇందాక నేను షేర్ చేసి నేను ఒక గ్రూప్ లో యాడ్ అయ్యాను కదా.
లేదు లేదు, నేను వినలేదు అది. యాక్చువల్గా ఇది సెకండ్ క్లాస్ నేను వచ్చింది ఇప్పుడు, ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ రాలే నేను. కొద్దిగా
ఓకే
నంబర్ ఇస్తే నేను గ్రూప్ లో యాడ్ అవుతా.
సరే, యాడ్ చేస్తా. నేను ఇక్కడ నంబర్ షేర్ చేస్తున్నా చూడండి
సరే
అమ్మా.
మేడం, ఓకే మేడం.
ఓకే అమ్మా,
ఓకే మేడం.
అది మీరు యాడ్ చేయండి. ఏమైనా
ఓకే
డౌట్స్
మేడం.
ఉంటే యూ కెన్ క్లారిఫై యువర్ డౌట్స్. నీడ్ నాట్ వరీ అబౌట్ దట్.
సరే
ఓకే
మ్యామ్, ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్. ఓకే మ్యామ్.
ఓకే అమ్మా, బాయ్ బాయ్.